I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 103. Just a reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. And you can email us at a new email address, info@ratedgforgamers.com. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster, formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
A good weekend of pickups is what is going on. Me and you did well. This weekend.
We did. We did really well.
Yeah.
Well, Dave,
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Collaborate and listen. Dan is back with a new invention.
Stop it. For the first time in a long time, let's start the show. As we always try to start the show and epically fail. Dave, what have you been playing?
We didn't fail this week, folks.
We didn't fail this week.
All right.
Episode 103 in the books, baby.
So this is going to go ahead and lead into my pickups. I have been playing Mega Man ZX for the DS.
Nice.
I watched a rando YouTube video about it. I did not know the game existed. I did not know there was a sequel. I now own both of those. Playing the first one right now. It's not quite fantastic.
You're a Mega Man fan, though.
I am a Mega Man fan. It's not quite fantastic. It does have some minor issues to it, but the game is good. I recommend picking it up if you don't have it.
Issues like what?
It is very difficult to navigate and get around, and it's difficult to know your missions because it's kind of like open worldy. It's a little Metroidvania. Like you kind of start off and you have one path in the beginning. You get to this thing, you fight this guy, and then the whole world opens up and you get missions. And the missions take you to different areas and whatever else. But it's kind of hard to navigate because the map is a little bit difficult to get around and you don't necessarily know what the door is to the next area. So, once you learn what the map is, it ain't that bad. But I don't know. It's fun. It's fun.
So I also have the game. I have it brand new, sealed. I haven't opened it up yet.
I
have not played it yet.
You should. I think you'll like it. It's a fun little game. The DS is small, fits in your pocket, so you can take it around. Yeah. So that and the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle to keep the portable train rolling. Space Invaders Extreme. Funny enough, playing that before I got the Mega Man ZX. It's a quick little pick up and put down game, spend a couple minutes, blast some aliens. And yeah, go ahead.
Now, you're saying, continue on the whole portable train or Mario Rabbids.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played it? You haven't played it on your big 4K TV yet?
I've been.
Do you even play the Switch on a TV? Do you have a docket?
No, I've been saying this for the longest. I almost exclusively play it in handheld mode. I don't know why. It's just so convenient. And the screen's good, and
I think I play my Switch like 80 to 85% docked on TV.
Really? Oh, see,
yeah.
I like
don't
to
even use it portable.
I like to multitask for better or worse. So I'm not using up the TV screen, right? So I can watch like a Netflix movie or TV or YouTube or like whatever else. So I kind of knock out two birds, one stone, if that makes sense.
No, it does. I'll have the dock like on my monitor too, and I'll play and I'll still have TV up going on.
Right.
Or
See,
you have TV and have like YouTube on my computer monitor.
Right. See, you have a multiple screen situation going on. You had even more screens before your new TV.
I did.
So you had the luxury of being able to do that. You know, I can technically do a split screen on my TV, which is very nice, but it's a little annoying because, yeah, I mean, it's better to play it in portable mode for me. I'm just fine with that. Yeah. So that and Persona 5 to round things out. I was just playing before.
You're really getting into Persona 5.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you love your RPGs.
I took down the phys ed teacher, and it felt good. I don't think I would have ever thought in my entire life that I would utter that phrase when talking about a video game. I just took down the gym teacher, and it felt good.
Yeah, but I think you're past me now, as far as where I was. I don't even remember where I left off.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm only. That's still like
I didn't
the
take
first
down
palace.
any teachers. So I think you passed me.
Oh shit.
Because you've been playing this game really on. You've been like playing this off and on for like weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like I've been playing it a lot. I haven't made a ton of progress. Like, I'm still in April, so I still got time to go.
Listen, I tell you, the reason why I stopped, I don't have time to live an actual double life.
Yeah, man, you got to get a job. You gotta take care of
friends.
You gotta take care of your like personal life and level up your social skills. Like it's crazy.
It's living another. It literally is like living another life. And I listen. I had to live my life first. I didn't have time to live this double life. I will say I love the art style. I love the music. Story's still kind of weird.
Yeah.
And one day it'll suck me back in because I think I played like literally like maybe 2 weeks straight, just like Persona 5, and I just had to stop.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I need to keep my job. I need to
like your actual real friends. Job.
Yeah, I need to talk to my real friends because I'm putting everything into Persona.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. But it feels good. So I'm definitely gonna try and see it through to the end.
Well, listen, you're gonna be playing this game till like 2020.
I know. It'll be another Batman situation. It'll be my new Arkham Asylum.
So I mean, Persona 6 will be out.
Yeah, right. I'll get to continue the journey. But yeah. So that's about what I've been playing.
So all right, I haven't had a lot of time to play games this week between work. And I got a new addition to the video game family, my video game collection. I got a big, it's about like a 27 to 30 inch tube TV that was donated by my aunt, who was going to throw it in the garbage, and I rescued it. I was like, no, I'll take it. And my mom had this thing is massive. The thing is heavy. I almost fell down the stairs carrying it by myself.
It's like 100 pounds plus. Especially if it's a Sony.
No, it's Panasonic.
Yeah. Super, super heavy.
So my mom had an old school TV stand still in her room where she sort of had the flat screen on. So I bought her a new TV stand, a more modern TV stand. I took that old school TV stand because it's the only thing that can hold this massive TV, right?
Well, yeah. So, you can't put it on a flat screen TV stand because it's not rated for it. It'll break. It would crack the glass.
So I had to fit this in, okay? Because as you know, I'm in this sort of studio apartment. I had to fit this in, and I had to take everything apart. I take all the games off the shelves and shift it to one side, and sort of configure how I was going to put this in. And you tell me all the time, I don't know how you're going to fit this. Like, I don't know how you fit things. And I keep finding a way.
You got like Harry Potter magic over there. You just managed to fit everything in a way.
I do. I mean, it's always like a massive overhaul. I have to take everything out whenever I get something like a big piece, right? Like a TV stand. So I brought a new modern stereo stand. I replaced the stereo stand I had for like 10 years. I had sort of all glass, extra shelf. I had like sort of like one of those 9-box shelves, right? Like you get at like IKEA or Target or whatever. That was falling apart. I've had that for a while, so I got like a little glass stereo, another glass stereo stand, smaller. And I gotta say, this TV stand, old school TV stand for that I'm holding the tube TV on. I mean, it has like a cabinet like underneath. Could fit 6 retro consoles under. So this was a big help. So I got everything. It took a week because I working long hours, come home, sort of configure everything and put games back on the shelves. So I haven't had a time to play a ton of games. However, I did finish the Batman Telltale game, TT game as we call it, episode 4. Fantastic. And you're not a big TT fan, I know. I gotta say, my only issue with the game, and a lot of critics really love the game because it's sort of like you're playing as Bruce Wayne a lot, right? You're like, it's another dynamic, right? Because we're always playing as Batman in all these like Arkham games. You get to play as Bruce Wayne. I gotta say, I don't want to play a Bruce Wayne game. I want to play a Batman game. I got to play as Batman sometimes. When there's always an option, Bruce Wayne, Batman, I always pick Batman. You know why? Because I'm playing Bruce Wayne by default most of the time. So I want to play as Batman.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna let you on a little bit of a spoiler here.
I know.
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
I don't want to play a Bruce Wayne game. I want to play a Batman game. So I want to play as Batman. So I'm all about that. When you play Bruce Wayne, you're usually going in stealth, and I just want to go in guns blazing.
But it's like a point and click adventure game, right?
With a story.
Yeah. So I mean, if there's any game where it'd be fitting to play as Bruce Wayne, I would say that's it. So
true, but there are combat moments where if you don't get the button combinations right, like you're done, you got to start over.
Events. I see.
So I want to play as Batman. Okay. So because you always got to like sneak a punch in, right? It's like Bruce Wayne. Like, wow, Bruce Wayne, he punch.
Yeah, he's got skills. He can make a fist.
So I've been playing that, and I've been playing Monster Hunter Worlds on Xbox One.
Oh, playing the demo or the
No. Well, I played the demo on PS4. I was like, you know what? I never played a Monster Hunter game. It's like, I see why people love this game. So I bought it on Xbox because I actually bought the collector's edition for Dragon Ball Fighters. Bandai Namco, they said it's not Fighter Z, it's just Fighters.
But yet they wanted to capitalize the Z for some reason.
They did.
It's very odd.
They did.
It's confusing a lot of people.
So I bought the collector's edition because I had to get that Goku statue, but I'm not going to get that until tomorrow. We're recording this over the weekend. I'm not going to get this until like Monday. So I haven't played the game yet, but I got that for the PS4 because I like to play my fighting games on the PS4.
Sure.
So I figured I would get Monster Hunter Worlds for the Xbox, which is sort of historic because this is the first Monster Hunter game to come out on the Xbox platform. So I've been playing a little bit of that. I'm like a little past the tutorial. I'm in the first mission.
Are you digging it so far? That's the question.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
It's good.
I'm digging it. Yeah, I mean, listen, I really liked the demo.
Right.
When I sort of, hunt down my first monster, and then I became sort of the hunted. I was the hunted, and I became the hunter. Right, as the monster was trying to get away. So I was like, wow, I dig this game. This game is awesome.
Yeah. See, so it's it's very interesting. We have two review roundups coming up in just a second. Dragon Ball Z and the new Monster Hunter game.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Dragon Ball Fighter, right? Yeah, new Dragon Ball fighting game. I was never crazy about the Dragon Ball fighting games. I played a ton of them. I was never really crazy about the Monster Hunter games. I never really played any of them, but I've seen a bunch of gameplay footage. I am hype for Monster Hunter Worlds, and I am even more hype for Dragon Ball Fighters. It's insane.
Really?
I think they've really hit the nail on the head. Like, the Dragon Ball games never felt like fighting games. They kind of felt like, all right, hear me out. They kind of felt like Super Smash Brothers feels to a lot of people, where it's less of a fighting game and more of a party game. And Dragon Ball Z felt more of like a fun, action-y, quick little beat 'em up. Yes, it is a fighting game. And yes, you go like head to head. But it wasn't like a Street Fighter game. It didn't have all the nuance and the mechanics and the whatever else. It was always like you can mash on square and you can do like a 20-hit combo and, unleash like a spirit bomb and whatever. And it was like very easy, You could do combos very easily and go back and forth and You know, there wasn't a lot of nuance to it. You didn't have to like get good at the game. You could just play the game and do all these fun like flashy things. And you can still do that in fighters from all like the video I saw. But it seems like it goes a lot deeper too, right? If you want to do like combos and whatever else and do air juggles and this and that, like all of that's in there. And
it's not just that it's accessible for people who are like starting out playing fighting games, right?
Yeah,
because you could sort of do like 1 to 2 button combos, right? It's not too complicated, it's not too nuanced, right? To where it's like, man, these combos are really difficult to do,
right?
Like, you know, like a lot of those fighting games in like Evo. I've always loved the Dragon Ball fighting games. I mean, when I had my PS2, I think that one of the only things that kept my PS2 from collecting dust was Budokai 1, 2, and 3. Which 3 I never actually owned. I borrowed from a friend, but like I love those games. Like I loved it because I love Dragon Balls. I love Dragon Ball Z so much. So I love playing those fighting games. And me and Brian is one of my best friends who like all he's been collecting too, but all he collects is fighting games. That's all he wants. Fighting games for every system. If he can get every Street Fighter game ever made, he will.
Right.
Like that's all he cares about. And we would take turns trying to beat the story on Budokai and Budokai 2. So I have fond memories of playing Dragon Ball fighting games. The only Dragon Ball games I didn't like were Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2.
Right. Well, there was, it was a lot more of a story involved. They were like a little bit different. There was a lot of adventure.
That was different because it was like, hey, the whole the anime stories are up in the air. Like history has changed, and now you have to sort of rewrite history. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Sure. Yeah, look, I don't want to put down the old Dragon Ball games, but they didn't really hit me the same way that like Tekken hit me,
Yeah.
So
I know you're a huge Tekken fan.
I am. I like all the nuance in Tekken and the characters and the whatever else, and I like the Dragon Ball universe, and I like the character roster they have in there. There's definitely some unlockables, which is good. So I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm definitely gonna get it.
Well, I had to get the Dragon. I had to get the Goku statue. Okay, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. Love Goku. Had to get the Goku statue. So this game is actually doing really well. It sort of has the PS4 version has a Metacritic score of 88, and Xbox One version has a Metacritic score of 87. People are saying it's sort of easy to get into if you're new to fighting games. And the progression system as far as like the arcade mode is sort of like, it's still challenging enough for people who want to like experts if fighting games is like your jam. It has like 3 different type of story modes, at least a dozen hours. It's worth the story modes are a dozen hours. The biggest knock on the game is sort of when you do the story mode, to progress the conversation, you have to hit a button instead of it just being a straight out cutscene.
Right.
To where you can let it play and watch it like anime.
Right.
I think that's the biggest disappointment that I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hate having to push A or X every time I want the story to progress. Like just the dialogue, I should say, to progress. I think that's annoying. It, hopefully they can maybe patch that in some way to where I don't have to do that if I don't want to. Right. Or it could just be a cutscene.
Right.
I don't know why they did it this way. Sort of like RPG style where you have to keep pressing the button so you don't miss something. It should just be a straight up cutscene.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm with you on that.
It's not like it's not in English.
Yeah.
I can understand if it was sort of in Japanese
and you had
English
to read all the subtitles. Yeah.
Yeah, then it makes sense to when you have to hit X every time you want to go to the next dialogue, just so you make sure you sort of read the gist of what they're saying. But if it's going to be in English, it just be a cutscene.
Right.
So I'm not going to let that deter me. Again, I have a love for the old fighting games, so I'm sure I'm going to love the fighting style of this one because this is sort of like Street Fighter meets Tekken with the 3D. Hopefully, we can get a Goku versus Ryu one day.
Oh,
Bandai Namco.
cool
Canton.
crossover. Yeah,
Are you listening?
Little crossover. Could
Uh,
be. Well,
but,
I have
just-
to say, it does look beautiful.
It does.
It
does.
looks incredible.
Just real quick, IGN gave it 85.
Mm-hmm.
Games Radar gave it an 80. Game Informer gave it a 93. EGM gave it a 90. Hardcore Gamer gave it a 90. And this is the part where I tell you of an outlet I've never heard of. That's weird. Well, Xbox Tavern, I never heard of them.
Oh,
They give it a 94.
okay.
But I've never heard of Attack of the Fanboy. I've never heard of
Oh
this
no,
website.
actually, no. Those guys I know.
Really?
I've
never heard of these guys.
Yeah, I've definitely read some articles randomly every now and again from Attack of the Fanboy.
Really?
Yeah. I thought you were gonna
So
be
they-
like Woman's Day,
Woman's
or like Journal,
No. I was gonna say the Big O.
the big
magazine.
The Oprah magazine is now doing video games.
The Attack of the Fanboy gave it an 80. So
Interesting.
That's a pretty good score.
Surprising, I figured a site that would be Attack of the Fanboy would have a very high rating for a Dragon Ball game.
Well, maybe they're not fanboys for Dragon Ball.
Interesting.
Well, Monster Hunter World,
Mm-hmm.
again, the other game I've been playing. I actually been playing this because I actually got it. Thank you, Amazon. I don't know why I ordered both of them at the same time. I don't know why I got Monster Hunter Worlds first, and I got to wait on my Dragon Ball Fighters, but whatever.
Gives you some time to appreciate Monster Hunter, and then you can get into Dragon Ball tomorrow.
Listen, I like it. I've maybe played about 45 minutes of it. I'm pretty
Right.
much past the tutorial on the first mission. I did a lot of crafting. Well, not a lot of. I did a lot of eating, I should say.
Yes.
I've been just scoping out home base a lot, and it took me a while to to create my character. But I definitely want to. This is definitely a game that I think I'm gonna play a lot of going forward. So I got a Metacritic score. Well, the PS4 version got a Metacritic score of 91. The Xbox One and PC versions, as of right now, TBD on the Metacritic scores for those. So IGN gave it a 95, GameSpot gave it an 80, Polygon gave it a 90, Destructoid gave it a 90, Game Informer gave it a 95, and Games Radar and US Gamer gave it a perfect score of 100.
Wow.
And I gotta say, this in the Switch game,
Celeste.
which we did not talk about. We didn't do a review roundup of. Good reason. I'll tell you that in a second. Both first games of the year of 2018.
Perfect scores.
Perfect scores. Monster Hunter Worlds and Celeste.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I guess we can get into Celeste a little bit, but that game is crazy hard. Surprising that it got such a good review.
Well, I mean, it's super hard. We both haven't played it yet. $20 digital game on a Switch. I actually need to make room for it. I am going to buy it, but I need to make room for it. I don't have any room on my Switch. I need to buy another.
Do you not have an SD card?
SD card. I do. It's full. I'm gonna have to look at it and see what I can delete.
How is that
Maybe I'll have to
possible?
I
We
buy a lot
buy
of
we
games
buy
like
we
that.
buy almost exclusively physical games. What have you filled it
Yeah.
up with?
Dude, listen, like Resident Evil, like Revelations 1, I gotta buy digitally. Well, I have the digital code for it.
Oh,
And like NBA 2K
yeah.
18, like you need to download a lot of stuff from that.
Oh,
So-
your roster updates and all that.
Yeah. At the top it tells you need memory card. Like you
Sure.
need to download to the actual to
Well,
memory
damn.
card. So
All right, you have to do some memory card swapping.
I'm gonna have to make some room. I'm gonna have
It's
to
just like
delete Snake Pass or something.
just like the old days on PS2. Got to swap out those memory cards.
So I didn't really want to talk about about Celeste until we actually both bought it and played it a little bit. I know it's balls hard.
Yeah, and I think we're probably on the same page that we want to wait for a physical release, if anything, because it's coming. Limited run is probably going to do it.
When? But when?
I don't know. But I mean, I waited all this time for Shovel Knight, and then they ended up putting like a copy out on the Switch, and I'm like, well, all right, time to get it. you know. So I
Yeah,
can
but
wait.
I don't think they didn't put a physical copy out on Switch.
Well, no, funny enough, they did. They put a physical release on like every other system,
Yes.
but I was like, you know what? I need something else to play besides Zelda. You know, figured out.
Yeah, I have because I brought Shovel Knight when it was downloadable on the 3DS, and I was playing it 3DS, and then I bought it, on
physical.
PS4.
All right, and then
I
you
got
bought
the
it again
physical
physical, I think.
Yeah, yeah, and then I brought Spectre Knight for
Yep.
the Switch,
Yep.
which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually think I like Spectre Knight better than Shovel Knight, to be honest.
Spectre Knight's good. Spectre Knight's good. Plague Knight was a little bit weak, I thought.
Plague Knight was terrible.
Yeah.
Just that whole mechanic was terrible. I think
I don't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was good as a Shovel Knight.
On a Dave scale, I would say you know what? I'm going to make a new scale. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was below trash.
The bottom is trash. No,
it was trash.
No, get out of here. It wasn't that bad.
Plague Knight was trash.
It wasn't trash. You were just bad at it. That's all. You were just bad.
It was horrible.
It was horrible. That's what I think.
It was horrible. I'm sorry.
Did you get to the end? Did you beat it? Did you beat the Plague Knight thing?
I stopped playing because it was horrible.
You stopped playing because it was hard. That's what I think.
You know what? I'd rather play Superman 64.
What? Get out of here. If anyone doesn't know, Superman 64 is one of the worst games of all time.
So is Plague Knight.
Dan is being very
So is Plague Knight. I put Plague Knight right up there.
I think you're being hyperbolic, is that it?
No, I'm not. I put Plague Knight right up there.
Exaggeration to the fullest.
No, it was horrible. I'm sorry.
Wow.
So anyway, Dave, what kind of pickups did you get this today?
What kind of pickup? I got some
other than Mega Man ZX.
I got some crazy badass pickups. I will tell you. I went Mega Man crazy. I got Mega Man ZX. Mega Man ZX Advent, the sequel. Dragon Quest IX for DS. Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Mega Man X Collection, both for PS2. NBA Street 2 sealed for a damn good price. Mortal Kombat Deception sealed for a damn good price. Metal Slug Anthology for PSP sealed. Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai Another Road for PSP, which nice. I didn't know that one existed. But I got that sealed for a damn good price. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was the only game out of the bunch that was not sealed. But I got it for $1. So I ain't complaining.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah. Some guy at the flea market was like...
For $1? You better not complain.
He had everything for $1, you know? But that was the only game that was decent. Everything else was either like really scratched up, or I had it already, or it just wasn't worth buying. Even for like $1. So that's kind of really saying something. This is The Police for PS4, which is a police simulator. It may not sound like it's fun, but it is super fun. You basically have like a police force, and you take your cops and you go out on missions, and you basically have to be a cop. You know, you like come across like, I don't know, like domestic violence or a robbery or whatever, and you kind of have to like maintain peace inside this town. So that's pretty cool. I got that for PS4, physical, sealed. Prince of Persia for the PC. Prince of Persia 3D. Specifically, probably the worst Prince of Persia out of all of the Prince of Persia games. But it was like $2. So I ain't going to complain. And like I mentioned before, the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle to cap it all off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was my haul.
I still haven't got Mario Rabbids. I mean, again, it's
not your game. It's not really your game.
Not my spiel. Not my spiel.
Mm-hmm.
It's not how I roll.
No.
One day when that game comes down in price, I'll buy it. I can't justify spending. Well, I couldn't justify paying $60, and I guess now it's like $40, right? I can't justify $40. I could probably justify $25.
I mean, granted, it is a grid-based tactical game, but it's like light tactics, and plus it's in the Mario universe. So I don't know. I think you'll like it. You may not. I'm not gonna push you to get the game, but you know, when it goes down to like $20-$25, definitely get it.
Yeah, no. If it's like 25, I'll definitely cop it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, games I actually did get.
Yep.
I finally
Mm-hmm.
in the collection in the family have a Famicom disc system.
Yeah, it's right in the name, Fammy.
It's Fammy.
You got the
It's
Fammy in the family.
So I have the I already had the Famicom. I actually picked that up in Portland.
You
When we
did.
went to Portland
I
for
remember
gaming.
that. That's also where you got your 3DO.
Yep. Well, the first version, the first version of Panasonic 3DO with the tray that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already had the second version, the top loader.
Right. The Gold Star, I guess.
So yeah. So I have the disc system to go with it. So all I need is the power cord, which I think is pretty easy to buy. I have the Inpatient, the PS4 VR game, the PS VR game.
Mm-hmm.
That is sort of the prequel to Until Dawn
Mm-hmm.
in VR mode. I picked up Monster Hunter Worlds for Xbox One. I went Dead Rights crazy. I already had Dead Rights 1 on the Xbox.
Dead to Rights. Yeah.
Dead to Rights on an original Xbox. Dead to Rights 2 to PS2.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pick that up, and I actually got the Dead to Rights for the PSP as well.
Yeah, that's the game where you're the cop and you can use your dog as like a secondary like attack partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. That game was all right.
So I got the Famicom disc system. It's Famicom disc. I already have Zelda, the original Zelda, and I picked up Super Mario World 2. The
So
original.
you got Doki Doki
Super
Panic.
Mario 2. No, the original Super Mario 2.
Oh, right.
But
That's
it
what
is
I meant to say. Yeah, you got the Japanese Mario too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the Doki Doki Panic.
Right,
I already have that in box.
You have the Lost Levels as it's known here. Yes.
Yes.
Nice. I have to I have to do myself a favor and get both of those on the Famicom disc system, and get a Famicom and get the Famicom disc system. I need to get all of that. I don't know why I don't have any of that. You know, I saw that in Japan too. I saw the Zelda game on a disc. I thought it was a little expensive. I don't know. I saw it for $35. Is that high?
I paid a little less than that.
You did?
But,
Okay.
A little less.
All right, so I don't really feel
that much less. Not
Okay.
that much less.
Okay.
So I got Star Wars Obi-Wan for the OG Xbox.
Okay.
It's like, okay.
That's all I can say about that.
Listen. Metal Jesus had on one of his Hidden Gem episodes. Okay, that's all I can say.
All right. You don't have to prove to me it's a good game.
Speaking about expensive games, I got Tomba 1 and 2 for the PS1.
That's taking it back. I have some fond Tomba memories. Let me tell you.
Really?
Yeah,
I never heard of this game.
I had a friend who had the first one, and we would always used to play it because that was like one of the only games that he had. He had Tomba and he had Tekken 3, and he got those like very early on. And I'm like, oh, Tomba's great. You know, it was a fun little 2.5D side scroller.
I never even heard of this game.
Yeah,
I never heard of this game.
Tomba had its day in the sun.
I got Tomba 1 and 2 together, package deal, really good price. I got Alpha Protocol, the espionage RPG for PS3, which is, I heard it was a hidden gem. Didn't get good reviews, but I actually want to play this for myself.
Right.
Donkey Kong 3 for the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
The End is Nigh for the Switch, which is hard. It's like from the developers. It's like playing Super Meat Boy, to be honest.
Oh boy,
playing it just reminds me of playing Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
I got Soul Calibur 4 for the PS3, Dragon Age 2 for the PS3, and FL Streets for the PS2. And I have my first big box PC game in the collection.
Do tell.
I never heard of this game. Bedlam. I never heard of this game. I got it sealed for $2.
I honestly don't know this game either, and it feels like it's a late 90s, early 2000s PC game. It has to be. It has to be at most, because shortly after that they started doing the the smaller actual like almost DVD size cases. They were really trying to pare down the packaging and all that. So I don't know. I was gonna say let me know how it is, but You're not gonna play it anytime soon.
I don't think. Yeah, no. It's my first big box PC game to add it to the collection. I don't have a lot of PC games. I only got like 13.
You have 13. I was gonna say 3.
No, I got 13 games. I got 13.
I don't even know. You have 13 too many for a man who wants to play everything.
I do, and I'm never going to play these because they're PC games.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get into the newest segment of the show that we introduced. I think in episode 100, games that are coming up next month. We got to come up with a better slogan, a better name for it. I'll leave that to Dave. Dave usually comes up with these names.
I don't know. It's appropriate. It fits the segment. Games that are coming up.
I mean, we no longer have your Switch Watch. Right? No, what we had? What was the segment before we had?
Dr. Love.
Switch.
There was Dr. Love.
No, the Switch.
It was Switch Watch.
It was Switch Watch.
Yeah, it was. And we had the nice little sound effect in the background. It was very high production value, people.
That's how we roll. That's how we roll. All right, so let's get into it. February 1st, SteamWorld Dig comes out to the Switch. So that was a really good game. SteamWorld Dig 2 is out right now, digital only. I actually have SteamWorld Dig physical copy for the Wii U. So that's how I actually played it. Actually, really good game. And actually, no, I actually have it for the PS4 too, because I think it was a part of PS Plus at one point too. February 6th, Shadow of the Colossus, the remake for the PS4. Everyone's been clamoring for this. I got to be honest, I didn't think it would be coming out this soon. I figured this would be sort of a spring game. So I'm still kind of shocked it's coming out in like 2 weeks. Not even. Yeah,
I mean,
2 weeks.
It's just enhanced visuals. I know it takes a lot of time to do it, but it's still the same game.
Definitely going to buy that. Dragon Quest Builders comes out February 9th on the Switch. Dynasty Warriors. I love my my Dynasty Warriors type games. Dynasty Warriors 9
It's
comes
the
out
same
PS4,
game.
Xbox
It's the
One,
same
and
game
PC.
since
February 13th.
It's the same game since Dynasty Warriors 2. Crazy. It's crazy. Like the first one was a fighting game. Everybody like forgets was like a head-to-head fighting game. The second one was a hack and slash, like open world light tactical game. And they've been making the same game ever since. And then they said, let's do Samurai Warriors, which is the same game, just in Japan. It's crazy.
Well, listen, I didn't forget. I have it in box for PS1, long box. All right. So this is a game that you really been looking for. Secret of Mana. Coming out PC, Vita, and physical version coming out PS4 February 15th, which is a GameStop exclusive, the physical version for the PS4.
Yeah, so I mean if you want to get it, they do have it on Amazon as a digital download, which is where I went. I totally blanked out and forgot it was exclusive to GameStop, at least in the physical form. So, if you're not a fan of GameStop and you want the physical copy, you're going to have to suck it up and go there like I'm going to do this week and put a damn pre-order down.
Pre-order it?
Because it's coming out soon.
And pre-order it?
Yep. I'm going to have to do that, and that's perfectly fine. I will do that. My local GameStop is very fine. The staff there is very nice. It is not indicative of GameStop as a whole.
So, a game that I'm not going to pick up, at least day one, Bayonetta 1 and 2. February 16th.
I'm glad you, and I'm sorry I'm jumping in here on all these damn dates. This is supposed to be an info segment, but you did qualify that. I was gonna call you out on that. It's a game I'm not gonna pick up, at least on day one. It's the qualifier right there, because you were gonna have that in your collection by year's end. As you know, I already beat Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the Wii U. I have no need to buy it. Need has nothing to do with it. We have thousands and thousands of video games. We don't need any of them, but we want them because they're fun to have in our collection. I'm telling you.
I already beat the game. I already have it. Both of them.
How many different copies of Shovel Knight do you own?
That's different.
More than one.
I bought it when it first came out on 3DS. I brought the physical version on PS4, and then I bought Spectre Knight DLC on the Switch. That's it. I didn't buy the actual Shovel Knight, the whole game over again.
All right. I'm just saying. By year's end, you're gonna have it. And I should have bet you a Shake Shack burger.
If it's on sale,
it's gonna be on sale, and you're gonna get it.
It'll be out for like a year.
Of course, it's gonna be on sale.
A game that everybody's been waiting for. Okay, I think this is the biggest game of the first quarter. Metal Gear Survive. Coming out PC, PS4, Xbox One, February 20th.
It doesn't have solid in the name, does it? It's just Metal Gear Survive, huh?
Just Metal Gear Survive, and I waited 20 minutes to get a match and couldn't get a match, so I gave up.
Now, this game, I'm gonna ask you straight up, and I'm being totally serious. Do you plan on getting this game ever?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I do.
Interesting.
I plan on buying the game.
Like full retail, $60.
Full retail.
Wow.
I'll buy it for the Xbox One.
Interesting. I'm gonna straight up wait. Like if I see it for like $10 in the bargain bin somewhere, which I feel like I don't wanna shit on Konami too much, but I feel like it's not gonna do well.
Well, we'll shit on Konami later in a new segment. And lastly, Payday 2 for the Switch coming out February 27th. So that's about time. That game I'm actually going to get.
Yeah. I have it for the PC. I haven't actually played it. But
I have Payday 1 on the Xbox.
Well, I mean, it's going to have online play, I'm assuming. So we definitely need to get that game and do some bank heist together.
I always wanted to rob a bank on my Switch. All right, so why don't we take a break? And when we come back, we'll get into the gaming news of last week.
And in our convo of the week, we are going to be discussing video game movies. Because we got some news this week that a WWE superstar, John Cena, will possibly be starring in a movie about a popular video game character.
And we're back. All right, Dave, let's get into the news. So let's start with Xbox. Xbox dropped a bombshell on us.
Xbox, my favorite.
That it's I didn't Mike, I didn't do it. I didn't do it, Mike. I didn't say a word. We just started. I didn't even say a word.
I was just showing love. No shade. I just said Xbox, my favorite.
What? I'm not gonna say nothing, Mike.
I wasn't trying to incite anything. I'm in on the story. Fill me in on the news. Jesus.
Oh well. I mean, what have you been playing lately? Right. Let's just go back to that real quick.
Yeah.
We just did that. What have you been playing? Persona 5 and the Order. The Order 1886.
I did the Order.
The order's
done. I put the
two games you really like. 2 games you really like, right? Okay. That's all I wanted to say. Anyway, let's get back to the news.
They didn't make Persona on the Xbox. There's no possible way for me to play the Order 1886 on any other system. So
you know what? I can't play Halo on the PS4.
yeah, and that's it's fine. That's fine. It gives you a reason to buy other systems.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that because you may not have to buy another system according to Xbox. Because their games may just go games of service. So, going forward, all of Microsoft first-party studios will be a part of Gamepass.
Sure.
Which is kind of crazy. So for $10, you can play, the new Halo game, the new Forza game, the new Gears game. So for $10 a month, that's crazy. So you don't technically have to spend the $60 and buy the game every whenever it comes out. You can sort of rent it for $10 a month.
Well, sure. So like 60 in for the Xbox Live Gold because you need that, right? So that's 60 for the year, and then 10 a month. This is good.
Do you think this is the future? This is games with service essentially.
Well, yeah, I mean, they tried they have that GameFly service, right, where you pay $10 a month and you can rent, I think, one game at a time. And they'll just go ahead and ship it to you. It's great. They'll ship you out a game for any system, new, old, or whatever, as long as they have it in stock. This is even better because this is just like all their first party games a la carte. It's good. It's good for the non-collector. It's good for people who just want to play. So you can kind of jump in, jump out whenever you want to.
But how are they making money? I mean, they're just going to keep you on games of service. They're just going to keep you on $10 a month.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not really like, yeah, because I mean, like, okay, like think about it, right? If you play like Gears of War, like Gears is your jam, and you exclusively play Gears of War, right? You have the game service for 6 months, right? That's the game. That's a full AAA game. After that, it's all gravy. They're still making money off it, I don't think you can play it enough to where they would lose money by any means,
Well, not to mention how long will that game be
available for? Well,
available.
that's also true too. They may cycle games in and out, you make
well, they would have
games
to
on there
to make it worth it, right? To spice it up, to say, hey, new for the next 6 months. You'll get all Halo. You get every Halo game, and you'll get every Gears game, right?
I mean, as long as they have the bandwidth, they could just keep adding more and more games to it. It all depends on how they want to play it. Like because Nintendo is supposedly with their online service, they're taking the approach of we'll cycle games out for you, right? The free game that you can play is going to be different.
I know, but their online service is more like Xbox Live Gold and PlayStation Plus, where if you want to play online, you got to pay the $20 a year, right? Because I can't imagine anybody not taking that deal. It's I wouldn't take the monthly deal. I think it was like $6, right? No, you $20 a year, and you get to play, and then you get 2 free games a month, just like we get 2 free games a month from Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, look. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Am I going to get it? No. And I'm going to assume you're not going to get it because, we want the physical copies of the games, right?
Because we're collectors.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's cool. I think it's the beginning of the end, because this is just like, it's further solidifying digital only. Right? It probably saves them a ton of money. You can get it all through their system. You just download it, and boom, there it is.
Well, this is Skynet, essentially. Right?
Sure. T1000 taking over. Sure.
Well, not everybody's happy about this, though, and specifically retailers aren't happy about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's a.
They're going to be they're pissed, and especially this one retailer. I think was this like in Australia or the UK, and they weren't in America.
I think it's in Australia.
Yeah. A store called Gameware. Gameware stops. Or Gameware. I think it's just Gameware.
No. It's Austrian, not Australian. Yeah.
Austrian. Okay. Yeah. Called Gameware. They after the announcement of Game Pass and first party games being on Games Pass, they completely stopped selling the Xbox systems. So
right.
I thought. They're like, hey, listen, we don't make any money off of the consoles, but you want us to do all the hard work and push the consoles, and you're not even going to let us sell the games anymore, right? Because this is going to essentially kill the retail market.
Kind of. I mean, you're still going to get some people who want the physical, but I think the majority of the people are going to be like, I don't care. I just want to be able to play the game as quickly as possible. And this online service does it. So
and the difference between Games Pass and what Sony does is they're not streaming this, like you're downloading the game. You have the game on your hard drive,
right? So I mean, yeah, you got like a couple gigs coming in, or 10 or 20 gigs or whatever it is, and it downloads to the hard drive. As long as you have space, you're good to go. But yeah, so I mean, like the lag will be non-existent if you're doing single player. So
But I think it's crazy that will more retailers? Once this actually happens, right? The first game will be Sea of Thieves. That's coming out, I think, in March, March or April.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big multiplayer game. Look at all the first party games from Xbox, from Sony, or from Microsoft. Right? You got Sea of Thieves, Halo, Gears of War,
Forza.
Forza.
Crackdown.
Crackdown. All mainly sort of online games, right?
Sure.
Multiplayer online games.
Yeah.
Where Sony is all, God of War, Uncharted, Spider-Man,
the big
games.
single player, big single player experience. Very different. Very different.
This could be interesting because if once this actually is implemented and this happens, we'll see if other stores stop selling the Xbox hardware.
I think this GameWare outlet is being a little spiteful. You do
know they don't make retail stores don't make any money off of the systems, right? They make $1.
Oh yeah, no. That's not really where the profit comes in, but
comes into games, which no one's going to want to buy because they can essentially rent it. It
kind of comes in the games, but it also comes in the accessories, in all the attachments you get around selling the system. Well,
it's not selling this. People are not coming to buy an Xbox or PS4 and say, "Oh, I want to get an attachment."
No,
they're coming in to buy the game.
That's like the job of the salesman to add it onto the thing.
This guy, this coming from the guy who says, I hate when GameStop actually sells me things.
No, but obviously, if you're getting an Xbox, you want to ask them do you have a brother or a roommate who is also going to be playing this?
Yeah, but look what you just said though.
What do you mean?
You said when they come in to buy the console, how many times do they buy consoles? They buy it one time, and if they get the games online, and they don't have to go back into the store again because they went in the store one time to get the console.
Yeah, but they can get them on. They can get them on the controller. They can get them on the memory card, the whatever.
No, but that's a one-time sale.
Yeah, but look, they're coming in the store, right? You can turn them into a returning customer, right?
I know, but
I'm going back to
a returning customer for what?
Now.
Especially if you
sell
them
whatever.
Everything
it doesn't matter.
all up front.
You're getting them back in the store again, right? So they're gonna come back and buy other games.
They can't go buy the games. They can rent it for $10. It's $10 a month. They can rent it. Well,
there's still physical games out there. You want to go ahead and build.
I know, but if you pick the Xbox listen, not everyone is like us. Okay, not everyone has a Switch, an Xbox One, an Xbox One X. A PlayStation.
Yeah, but it's still though, okay, so if I was in Austria and there was a GameWare near me, if GameWare was the GameStop that it is here, right? It's like everywhere, it's just ubiquitous. And they stop selling Xbox stuff or whatever, right?
Consoles.
Well, sure, but I'd probably not go back in that store anymore because they're not going to look so kindly on Xbox. They're not going to have big Xbox displays. They may not get all of the games. They may not get the games on time. It's a whole big thing. I'm just going to either order from Amazon or I'll go to the whatever
which you were going to do anyway.
Is.
Which you were going to do anyway.
Well, all
right. So
it's all about the convenience, sure. It's all about the convenience, sure.
Well, okay. Well, all right. Well, let's take your premise for example. Let's take your premise. Okay. I go in, I buy a console. The guy sells me an extra controller. He sells me, Xbox Live. I get, I don't know. I get a stand. I get another controller. I don't know. You get a bunch of accessories, right?
Sure.
I'm never going back in that store again because I have Games Pass. I have $10. I'm renting all new games. Maybe. Maybe, but it's still. But listen, your premise. But look at your premise. I'm only going.
It's still like $200 profit that you wouldn't have had not selling the system. Well, actually, it's like $600 profit because you have the $400 system plus all the attachments on there. Granted, they may not come back again, but I don't know.
No, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, wait. What profit? I make $1 off the console. They don't make money off consoles. They
but they have all the accessories.
There's no $400 profit.
But they have all the accessories, like the $200 or whatever.
they don't make a lot of money on the accessories,
Yes,
first
they
party
do.
accessories. First party accessories. If it's from Microsoft, they're not making a lot of money on it.
Well, look, I don't know. Like whatever it is, they've lost out on all that business now. You know, I see what they're trying to do, but
Well,
I
no,
don't see.
they're saying that if that customer that's Xbox only, right? That that can maybe only afford one system, and loves multiplayer games, loves Halo, or loves Gears, or loves Forza. That's only going to be on the Xbox platform for the most part. The incentive to go into the store to look at used games and new games, which is the only reason why people go into the store consistently. I mean, that's the reason why we go into GameStop. We don't go into GameStop for the consoles because we already own the consoles. That's a one-shot deal buying a console. You don't go look at different consoles every time. I go into the store.
They have special
games.
editions of the Xbox One X. I mean, granted, you're probably
not
just going to have that
You're not
one
going to
console.
go. How many times are you going to go look at the Xbox One X? Either you're going to buy it or you're not going to buy it. It's an Xbox One X. Okay, it's not. You're going for the games. What other games do you have? What sales on used games do you have that I can buy? I have no incentive to go. I'm renting 100+ games for $10 a month.
I mean, maybe,
So
but
I understand, their pain. They're like, listen, we push out all the consoles. We're promoting the consoles. The consoles are front and center when you walk in the store. I can understand their pain. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That this is killing the retail market, and I think other stores are going to follow suit if they do this. If they continue down this path,
you think you're just going to stop selling the consoles?
I think certain stores will stop selling consoles, or at the least wouldn't put Xbox front and center. It'll be in the back of the store.
Oh well, sure. Toss them in the back of the store, but I mean, it doesn't really hurt to give them a couple square feet of space,
Yeah, but if they're not, and I would say they're going to probably put all those Xbox One games super cheap to try to get rid of them. I mean, super cheap.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Well, we were talking about PS4, and we talked about PS4's first party lineups being story-based, story-driven, and God of War, a game. I gotta say, I wasn't big into the old God of War games. I'm really looking forward to this God of War game that's coming out.
Yeah, it looks badass, to say the least.
Finally, we got a release date for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming out on a special day.
Yep.
Okay, it's coming out 4/20.
Mm-hmm. Same day as Nintendo Labo.
Same day as Nintendo Labo. That's the holiday right there. If you want to know what holiday it is, Google it. 4/20. I actually pre-ordered the special edition with the statue.
Mm-hmm. I got to do that because Kratos is my boy. Kratos is my boy. I mean, hell, he was my Halloween costume.
He was. You have to post that again on Instagram.
People can go back and see it. People can.
No, I don't think you posted on Instagram at all.
I did. I did it up. I did it up this Halloween. I'm positive. I threw like 4 different costumes up.
Nice.
Yeah. So people can see it if they want to see it. Go back to around Halloween time, end of October. You'll see all my fun little costumes.
You know what you should dress up as this Halloween?
Who?
Well, since you can't go as Kylo Ren because the helmet's gone, right?
I can go as Kylo Ren. Come on now.
I know, but he's no longer wearing the helmet. So you know what? I want to challenge your creativity.
Oh,
okay. I want to see you go as 50 Cent.
You want to? Wow. You want to see me get? Wow. No. No. I am vetoing the segue. I'm sorry. I thought it was a great segue. That was poor. On the Dave scale, that was trash.
No, get out of here. It was okay. It was Come on. Really? You thought it was that bad?
Yeah, it wasn't great. I
thought it was bad. Anyway. It segues me into 50 Cent. Actually, he had a game.
He had 2 games.
What was it called? He had 2 games. It was 2 games? And what was the first game? Was it Bulletproof?
That's what 50 Cent Bulletproof and 50 Cent Blood in the Sand. Or
Blood in the Sand. That's right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, for 360. The first game, not so great. The second game was actually pretty decent. truth be told. But apparently now he wants to make another video game. Which, not surprising, because what has 50 Cent done lately?
Well, that just means he's more of an actor now. But I mean, that just means listen,
he's been in a couple movies.
Well, he's done a lot of movies actually. I mean, they may not be AAA movies, but he's become a solid B actor, right? B movie actor.
Sure.
And he has Power TV show.
Oh, that's right.
I think it's fantastic. But his games are getting progressively better, right? You said the first game is trash, second game was that okay, so the third one could be great.
I mean, yeah, you just
what would it be about? If you had to pitch a 50 Cent game, what would it be about?
The new 50 Cent game would be a puzzle adventure where you have to get cooking recipes around this fantasy land from Martha Stewart, right? And then you have to combine the cookie shapes together to end up battling against your cook rival.
Okay, so one of us has to take it seriously, and I'm going to take it seriously. I think 50 Cent.
What else is it going to be but a first-person shooter?
I think 50 Cent should was it Ubisoft? I think maybe partner with Ubisoft and be in the next division.
The next
first-person shoot, Division 2.
That'd be interesting. I know
he's from New York. He's from New York, right?
Yeah, he is.
And he can star in the movie based on the game. I think it'd be great. I like that one.
I don't know about that.
I like that one.
I do know he was quoted with saying that he's going to be in the next GTA game, and this was when San Andreas was coming out, and Rockstar came back and was like, "Nope, that ain't gonna happen."
Well, you never know. You never know.
Maybe. But
I think he should be in the division. I think it'd be awesome.
All right.
So, all right. Wait. So the Bulletproof, did that come out the PS2?
It was on the OG Xbox, so I'm pretty sure it came out on PS2 as well.
It was just, well, if it comes out on PS2, we can probably now play it on PS4 since PS4 finally got hacked to play PS2 titles.
Yes, it did. Well.
Better segue. Come on. Give me this one.
This is a little bit better of a segue. The PS4. Okay, so basically, a story came out a couple days ago, I guess, saying that there's a way to play PS2 games with an older version firmware of PlayStation. So if you have version 4.05, I believe, you can hack it to play PS2 ROMs, right? So if you have the ISO, you can download the ISO to the disc or the whatever, pop the disc in, and you should be able to play emulated PS2 games on your PS4. And it's funny because like a couple days ago, when I ended up coming across the story, or we came across the story, I bought the X-Men games, right, which we talked about at the top of the show. I went like X-Men crazy, and I'm like, I got all these great PS2 Mega Man games. And I was like, oh yeah, how am I going to play them, right? 'Cause I don't have my PS2 hooked up, and I don't own a PS3. So I was like, does the PS4 play PS2 games, right? Because I know you can download them from the store, right? It can't. It can't emulate PS1 games. It doesn't have any of that hardware in there. The PS3, the OG PS3, the original PS3, had PS2 support. You could just shove a PS2 game or a PS1 game in there, and they would just play. But they took that out in later revisions, and then the PS4 was just
which made the system even cheaper. So
yeah, it did. I'm not making a knock against them at all, but it just makes it harder to play PS2 games without actually having a PS2, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, my only recourse, because I am not going to find a way to go back on the firmware. I'm not going to mess with my PS4 in any way, shape, or form. I'm just going to have to hook up my PS2. But nice. I mean, I thought it was interesting, and they also kind of say, so I know you've been saying forever you have a PS3 with PT on there, right?
Yes. Well, I have PS4 with PT on.
Oh, the PS4 with PT, right? And that's so rare. Like PT is out of the store. Kojima's not with Konami anymore, so there goes the Silent Hill game, right? That's like worth something, right? So now like people are saying like if you have version 4.05 firmware, right, you haven't updated it, you haven't hooked it up to the internet, like this could be worth some money, you know? Collectors could want this.
So let's talk about Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
So you love the Sonic Mania game. I think you even nominated for Game of the Year last year.
Of course, Sonic Mania was incredibly good.
Actually, one of the creators of Sonic. I'm gonna butcher his name. I'm horrible with names. At work, I just I use like initials because I'm horrible with names. Yuji Naka.
Yeah, perfect.
That was pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. So he's now joined. He left Sega a while ago, and he's now joined Square-Enix. So, and he's going to be working on. I mean, could he be working on a new IP, reviving an old IP? I don't know, but everybody seems to be, this seems to be like a good pickup for Square Enix. I mean, you love Square games.
I do, and
you love Sonic.
I'm a big fan of Yuji Naka.
Sonic Mania.
Well, I like the old school Sonic games. Any of the 3D Sonic games can go die in a hole.
What would you want him to do at Square Enix?
Yuji Naka?
Is his first day? Is his first day at Square Enix? You're the head of Square Enix. What would you say?
Brand new
want
IP.
him to do?
Brand new IP.
Brand new IP. Really?
Brand new IP. Let's see what he can bring to the table, right? Because the last thing you want to do is like put him on an established franchise and then be like, look, here's the game we want to make, right? They're picking up this creative talent. Let that man shine, you know? Let's see what he can do. Make a new IP.
Well, let's see. He was one of the 3 creators of Sonic. He also worked on Alex the Kid. He worked on Fantasy Star series.
Yeah.
So he has some pedigree with Fantasy Star with RPGs. So
and let's not forget the hidden gem Choo Choo Rocket on the Dreamcast. No, it was a good game. Choo Choo Rocket was a good game.
I never played it.
Oh, it's great. It's a little like cat and mouse puzzle game. It's pretty good. Anyway,
he could be working on and you want him to work on a new IP, and I would second that as well.
Yeah, you know, let's see what he can bring to the table.
Well, you mentioned Konami earlier a few minutes ago. I thought this was pretty interesting that Colin Moriarty, formerly of IGN, formerly of Kind of Funny, posted a story on his YouTube channel on how Konami actually blacklisted IGN over Castlevania.
Yeah, very, very interesting story. And also a quick little side note, like he kind of took a break from gaming for a little bit to do his like political podcast and whatnot, and you know, he was kind of going hard on that. It's good to see him getting back into games. And
yes,
this is it's a very interesting story.
Yes, I mean, I just thought it was sort of, I mean, you know, we've been crapping on Konami for like the last like couple of years, right? Because of Kojima.
I mean, like they're pretty bad, you know. They got rid of Kojima. They're killing all their franchises. You know, they haven't done anything good with any of their franchises. I mean, Metal Gear Survive is like their biggest thing, and it could turn out to be a huge flop. So,
come on, you're not looking out for the Metal Gear Survive?
We'll see. I hate to be so down in it before it comes out, but I would bet you a Shake Shack burger that the reviews aren't good.
Nah, I'm not taking that bet. I ain't an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be good.
I ain't an idiot. So this all stems from sort of Castlevania Lords of the Shadow. Apparently, back when Lords of the Shadow came out, IGN gave it like a 7.5, right? About 7.5,
which is not bad. I mean, it's the same as
which
the
is
Order
not bad.
1886.
It's good.
It's solid.
You know, and the Metacritic score on it was about 8.
Yeah,
right. So,
which is great. 8 is good. 8 is a game I would buy.
But they held a grudge over IGN, which IGN didn't even know that they held a grudge over it. So when it came time to view Castlevania Lords of the Shadow 2, the sequel, they sort of blacklisted Colin and, you know, just IGN as a whole, because they thought they needed to quote unquote protect their brand, right? So I thought it was just silly. Like it was really, really silly.
Right.
And then so basically IGN, long story short, IGN couldn't get a review up on time, so they had to wait by the game and then gave a review. And I think Colin gave it like a 6.5, and a Metacritic score is like 6.
Right.
So he gave it higher. He gave it higher than what the Metacritic score was.
So he wasn't even like he had an opportunity to get back at Konami and give them an even lower score because they shafted them for no good reason. And then Colin took the high road and said, you know what, this game is a legit 6.5. So I commend Colin for that, because I don't know if I'd have the guts to review that game honestly, based on all the drama that went down.
Really?
I'm just being honest.
Review the game?
I know.
Gotcha.
No, I'm just being honest. I don't know about you.
I could probably give it. No, I would give it an honest review score.
You
but
would?
I would be worried that if I thought poorly of the game, that they would find some connection with, them not giving me,
I mean, they already did with the first game, and there was nothing there. They're like, look, it's legit a solid 7.5 to 8. I don't know.
I thought that was weird. So GDC is coming up pretty soon, actually. I don't know what date that's GDC this year is.
GDC is usually mid-March, I think.
Yeah, Game Developers Conference. So pretty much they did sort of like a survey for all the people that are coming to the Game Developers Conference, all the developers. And apparently everyone is looking to develop for the Switch. They're like, there are like 4 times more games this year probably coming out for the Switch than last year. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because when the Switch got announced last year, so devs didn't really have much time to develop for it, nor did anybody have faith because of the Wii U.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a combination of the two.
Yeah. Sense.
So, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, this is all of this is good news. I'm glad the Switch is doing well, and I'm glad the devs are wising up and saying, "Hey, look, this is a legit platform. This is not the Wii U."
Well, the Switch is what the Wii U should have been, technically.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
So I don't even know what generation the Switch falls under. Is the Switch? Do you think? Because we were talking about this before we started recording, like just based on just last generation, right? Xbox 360 was 2005. And then the PlayStation 3 is 2006, right? So we're already 5 years in, but this generation, 5 years. Last generation was 2010 and 2011. And, we were sort of 7 to 8 years before we got this generation. So I don't think we're going to get the next gen until maybe 2020, 2021, maybe. I think maybe we'll get announcements in 2019, next year, about an upcoming system that's going to come out in 2020. So does the Switch count for next generation, or is the Switch part of this generation? What do you think?
It really all depends on when the new systems come out, right? Because if it's still like 2 years out, then you have to consider it part of this generation, I think.
Gotcha.
You can
all
technically
right. I was just kind
of
curious on that.
I mean, you could technically have 2 systems in the same generation. I mean, you can look at the Xbox One and the Xbox One X as 2 different systems, and they're in the same. They're in the same generation. I mean, it feels a little weird. It's just which is like the whole reason you're posing the question, like where does it kind of fall? Because it's kind of like halfway between last generation or the current generation and the next generation. So
would you consider the Switch, the PS4 Pro, and Xbox One X like it's the mid-generation upgrade, right? What it should have been.
I mean, that makes sense because we had the Wii U, the Xbox One, and the PS4, and now we have the One X, the Pro, and the Switch.
The Switch,
which that'll kind of neatly falls in line, right? All of those dropped this year, Or wait,
yeah, that's
did the Pro drop? The Pro dropped 2016. Okay, so like the Pro was 16, and then 2017 was the X and the Switch. So they all kind of like fit together nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 8.5 generation, right? 8.5 or 9.5.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So so Nintendo actually, you think about it, Miyamoto has been with Nintendo for a long time.
Since the beginning of their game development. Yeah.
He's getting a little, he's getting a little old, right? And I mean, we've seen some new blood come into Nintendo and some fresh blood, and And remember, Splatoon started sort of as like a Mario game, right? They were going to put Mario in it. It was going to be, I don't know what it was going to be called. I can't recall, but I know I read some things about, that being a Mario game. And, sort of the New Blood wanted to make it a new IP and put squids to make it different from any other Nintendo game, which worked out perfect.
They have a brand new awesome franchise.
So, it's good to see that Nintendo has new blood, and they actually just hired the guy who created Downwell, that indie game from like a couple of years ago.
This is like
which is a fantastic game.
It is a very good game. It's basically only got 3 colors: red, black, and white. And it's a fun mobile indie game, and you basically just keep going down this giant chasm.
Yeah, it came out for PS4 and Vita. It came out for iOS back in 2015, and it came out for PS4 and Vita last year.
Oh, I didn't know it came to consoles. Nice.
Yes. So, this is awesome. What would you want to see him work on?
Well, hot damn! You put me on the spot yet again.
Your answer should be the same.
New IP? I guess, yeah. Maybe.
Would you want to see him come with some fresh ideas for some old franchises, like maybe Kid Icarus? Maybe.
Well, I want to see a new Kid Icarus game.
I know you want to see a new Kid Icarus.
I know they made Uprising for the 3DS, and it was good, but come on, we need like a big new console Kid Icarus. We need something new. I'd love to see him work on Kid Icarus. I think that's actually a really good answer.
I would love to see him tackle a new IP just to just to get out there, put out something different, right? Because Nintendo does need new IP.
Yeah,
I think every system needs new IP.
And
then maybe resurrect something else later.
Make like a digital download indie game, right? Something in the vein of like Downwell, where it's like a simple mechanic, but it has like the visuals of the Switch, or the 3DS, or whatever platform you want to put it on, and I could see it being great. I could see like a Downwell-esque game for the Switch, and I could see myself playing it like crazy, for sure.
Oh. Well, speaking about let's keep with Nintendo. We talked about Miyamoto being like the start of the games division.
Yeah,
and that was like what, in the late 70s, right?
Yeah.
Mid to late 70s.
He was in from like the beginning.
Because the NES, he really started doing all their arcade machines. They didn't have a home console until the mid 80s.
Yeah,
or early to the mid 80s.
83 in Japan, I think. 85 here.
Yeah. So, there was actually something circulating online that seems to be a picture of Nintendo headquarters back in 1889.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
3 years after the order, 1886.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing the math right now. It checks out. Nice way to bring it all around.
Well, we all know that Nintendo was like a toy company, right? But apparently back in the 1800s, they were a card company of some sort.
Yeah, they made little like playing cards and whatever else, and the Hanafuda, I think, Hanafuda playing cards. They did that for like a long time, and it wasn't until the 70s when they started doing the not quite home console stuff, but like kind of electronic games. I think there was a game or two that hooked up to your TV. Some of them were like standalone. And then they did like the little Game and Watch things, and then they did the arcade games and then the consoles. But for a good like 60, 70 years, they were, obviously like nobody was making games up until the 70s, 80s anyway. But yeah, they were definitely like kicking around for a while. I thought that was kind of cool to see like a little history of Nintendo. Yeah.
It's amazing. That picture is actually real. That's a long time ago. Yeah. Nintendo's been in business a long time. You can't hold them down, baby. The Wii U can't shut them down.
Mm-mm.
So, all right, let's get into the convo of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So, the convo of the week actually got sparked by the news that John Cena is in talks to star in a new Duke Nukem movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is so weird because John Cena is the king who he ushered in the PG age of WWE that everyone hates except for kids.
Sure.
Right?
It's just like it was in the 80s when everyone was like kind of squeaky clean and it was good guy, bad guy.
Superheroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Larger than life superheroes. However, Duke Nukem is the furthest from PG.
Oh, sure.
So
He drinks,
how would
he
this
smokes,
work?
he loves women. I mean, I think it could work. He's certainly got the build for it, for sure. He kind of looks like Duke Nukem a little bit,
I know, but Duke Nukem is like a cigar smoking badass,
Well,
and listen, I love John Cena in movies nowadays. He's sort of like really, comic relief. Like he's really funny. He plays in a lot of comedies. I can't really see this being a comedy. I don't know how this would work.
Well, it'd have to be a little humorous with like the one-liners and whatnot. I think it would be an action. It have to be an action movie through and through.
It definitely should be humorous, but this is something that, Deadpool. When I think of Duke Nukem, I think of Deadpool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like Deadpool. Deadpool should have never happened. It should have never. In the way everything works out in the movie industries and in like life, Deadpool by all means should have never happened because Deadpool needed to be a hard R. Deadpool needed to have a good leading character, leading man in there. And needed to have a good director behind it. It was like all these things had to come together, and they did. They got Ryan Reynolds, who played one of the worst superheroes on film, Green Lantern. He was like, "Look, I got to make this up. I wanna be Deadpool," and he was like a big champion of getting this movie made. And one of the things they said is like, look, we need to make this movie, but it needs to be a hard R, and if Deadpool wasn't a hard R, it wouldn't work. And I think it's the same with Duke Nukem, right? You can't make a PG-13 Duke Nukem movie. Not at all. Like
it wouldn't work. It wouldn't make sense.
No, it would just be awful, and it would be what happens to every video game movie is they just don't have everything they need. They don't have a good director. They don't have good actors, or they don't have the right scripts, or they don't have the hard R. Some games that translate to movies need to be a hard R. It can't be a PG or a PG-13 thing.
So this got us to thinking, and we posed the question: what do we think are the best video game movies ever made, and what do we think are the worst video game movies ever made? And as a bonus, what franchise do we think should be turned into a movie?
Yeah. So it's very interesting. So we both came up with like answers on our own, and then I'm looking at the show notes here, and it's very funny because we both chose the same movie as the best movie adaptation of a video game.
I honestly did not look at your list.
Yeah, no, and you didn't even have yours up yet. So, Tomb Raider is. It's not my favorite video game movie by any means, but it is a solid movie. Personally, I think it does well by the source material, right? They basically took the character of Lara Croft and what she is. She's basically the female Indiana Jones, and put her on a brand new adventure, right? So they basically
female Indiana Jones with more action, right?
Oh, I think it's say something
a little
else.
Bit more actiony.
Yeah. Definitely. It's very, 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 very actiony.
What do you like better, 1 or 2?
Oh, the first one by and far. Yeah.
I like the first one too. I like the second one. I love the fact that they go like to different locations, right? So they get to travel all over the world. I love that. I love traveling myself.
Yeah.
I love the Indiana Jones movies, so that's why I love the Tomb Raider 1 and 2. And just as a side note, because those were this was the early 2000s. I was literally like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah,
right?
You were infatuated with Angelina Jolie. It's fine. We all were.
Yes, but that's not what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. Because that's what I was gonna say.
Those are some of my memories of going on dates for the first time, like taking a girl out, but not just to the carnival, right? It was more of hey, you want to go dinner and a movie? Tomb Raider's out.
See, so you have some fond memories.
I know. And it was just like, we got into it together. And I was like, yeah, I love the video game and I love the movie. I love Angelina.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, I was a little pissed that they didn't make the third one. I was clamoring for a third Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah,
I love Tomb Raider so much. I bought the DVDs.
I don't know if part 2 just didn't do that well, or if Angelina Jolie didn't want to do part 3. I'm not really sure.
I think they just couldn't come up. They couldn't come to an agreement for part 3. They couldn't come up with. From what I remember from back in the day, because I remember I was following this closely because I really wanted a part 3. They couldn't come up with a number, and they couldn't come up with a good script.
Yeah,
so,
money's
and at some point she just got too old.
Yeah. Like the thing that I was gonna say about this is the best thing that they did was that they didn't retread any of the video game stories, right? Because it's not about that. It's about her being a treasure hunter, like in a female Indiana Jones, who goes off on different adventures, right? So you can kind of consider this like, well, here is another video game entry, right? But you're watching her go through it with, awesome visuals and whatnot, and not like cheap little PS1 polygons, So I think that really did it well, and I think the problem with a lot of video game movies is they try and retell the story of like the first game or whatever the best game in the series is. They try and retell that on screen, and they always get it wrong, That's the thing. So like to me, the best thing you can do is take a video game franchise that has good lore, that has like a good world, it's got all this like Star Wars-esque stuff, right? It's got like all this back history. It's rich with whatever. Tell a new story with those characters. That would be my dream.
Okay, super delayed reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You said this is the best movie, but not your favorite. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite video game movie?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say Scott Pilgrim. It's technically a video game movie.
What?
It's amazing. It is. The amount of video game references and nods and whatever else in that movie, I think qualifies it as a video game movie. I'm telling you, it's great. It's great.
Okay. All right. So, you want to know my favorite?
Yes.
This would make the worst video game movie. It would make the list for worst video game movies, but it makes the list for my favorite video game movie because I went to the movies to see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, see.
I made my mother spend money on this. Okay.
Was it Double Dragon? It was Double Dragon, wasn't it?
No, actually, I saw Double Dragon on HBO.
Oh.
Street Fighter.
Oh, well, hell, I mean, the opening, the opening to every Rated G episode with the Bison quote. For me, it was just a Tuesday. That movie's classic, man. I am with you. It is not good, but
at all. Yeah,
we have so much nostalgia for it. I mean, it's such a fun watch.
I will tell you this. It is. I have to give the actual video game, Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Oh God.
Credit for who I am today as a gamer.
Wow.
I give you a lot of credit.
Okay.
Because when I first, I always, as a kid, I always wanted that game, and I never got it. I really wanted that game. I was like, I really want the game. I was looking at it in magazines. I was like, I really want to play this game. I saw the movie. I want to play this game, and I never got it. And I got to say, one of the, when I got older and I got back into video games a couple of years ago, one of the games the first game I went and bought was Street Fighter the movie, the game for PlayStation. I got the long box.
Oof. Oh,
that started me on the path to 3,000 games.
Okay, sure. All right. So that holds a special place in your heart. That
It was
game
a
is
special
trash,
case
by the
mod.
way.
I beat it as soon as I got it. That
I'm
game
sure
is
you
awful.
did. I'm sure you did. Oh, it's got the visuals are awful. I remember seeing that game in the arcade. I remember after the movie came out.
It was in an arcade.
Yeah, of course, it was in the arcade, man. And I was like, "What is this holy abomination?" And I played it a little bit, and I like right away. I was like, this is not Street Fighter."
I really wanted that game.
Oh, I know. I mean,
And
they basically
15 years later, I got it.
I mean, I guess they kind of had to do it, but like they basically went the Mortal Kombat route, and then they took all the characters from the movie, they digitized them, and then vaguely gave them the moves that they had previously from the sprite-based, Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, and all that. But yeah, it's just clunky. The combat system just not good. The combo system very wonky. No.
Hey, credit it. Some people credit it the downfall of Jean-Claude Van Damme's career.
Yeah.
After that, all his movies started to suck.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, Jean-Claude, you made a wrong decision because they paid him Sony paid him a boatload of money to play and to be Guile, which made no sense. But that's another story.
Well, yeah, you're gonna play a Austrian man or a German man, or whatever.
He played an
to play
Austrian
American. Yeah, like an
American
all
hero.
American. Doesn't make any sense.
But Johnny Cage was they made that character after Jean-Claude Van Damme, and they wanted him to be in Mortal Kombat, and Sony sort of came into a bidding war and outbid them and got him to be play Guile.
Oh, that's insane.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme, how your career could have been if you would have chose Johnny Cage and been the leader.
I know.
Been the front man, the face
I mean,
of Mortal Kombat, the movie, which was really good.
The man's got a leg split punch for a reason.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie,
No. Mortal Kombat movie is definitely a good movie, and it was going to be.
It was neck and neck with Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Same. You know, it was actually going to be on the list for me, but you know, Tomb Raider, I think a better movie overall.
Yes, but I like Mortal Kombat. I gotta say, the worst video game movie made of all time, in my opinion, Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah.
It was not. I would have renamed it to Abomination.
Yeah, I mean, they just threw everything out the window. They threw out the special effects department. They threw out any good actors.
Spoilers: they killed Johnny Cage in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, come on. That's not the guy you kill.
They changed Raiden.
Yes.
I was like, this is not Raiden.
No longer. What's his name? The Highlander, right?
Yeah. It was ridiculous. I was like, where's the Highlander? I mean, I like this guy, but he's not Raiden.
No.
He just no.
Everything about that movie was just bad. So
they try to shoehorn every character in every Mortal Kombat character they try to shoehorn
at
in
the time.
somewhere.
Yeah.
It just sucked.
Yeah.
And that cheesy end boss with Shao Kahn when Liu Kang turned into a dragon, it was just horrible.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're gonna see that movie for anything, you would expect it to have good visuals, right? You know, you want to see all the blood and the guts and the whatever and the cool CG. They couldn't even deliver on that.
I know, but the budget went. I gotta do some research. They cut the budget, but I'm guessing Mortal Kombat 1 did well.
Yeah. I mean, I think it did
video
pretty
game
well.
movies.
I mean, it did well enough for them to make a sequel to be like, look, let's do it again. I don't know.
I think they made a third version too. If I'm not mistaken. I didn't watch it.
Maybe like straight to video.
Yeah. So what's your worst game? Game movie adaptation?
My worst video game movie adaptation is the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, another cult classic.
Now I will say that I am saying that for a very, very particular reason. Because this was basically
making the movie.
Well, no. This was basically the first video game adaptation made into a movie, like wholesale, right? I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure this was the first one, and they completely missed the mark. Right?
They were nowhere close to the mark.
They got a Spanish guy to play an Italian plumber. How are you going to get John Leguizamo to play Mario? They decided to give them last names, right? It's Luigi Mario and Mario, right? How do you get Dennis Hopper, a human, to play King Koopa, which I think
turned into a dinosaur at the end.
Very briefly. Like, the Goombas were like weird dinosaur lizard creatures. None of it made any sense. They completely obliterated the source material. And it was just kind of like the beginning. It was the beginning of the end for video game movies, because they go, oh, we can just take this established franchise, like pay people almost nothing, and turn it into a big blockbuster.
They did change directors, like.
Well, sure, because probably the studio wanted one thing, and Nintendo, if they had anything to do with it, wanted one thing, and the director wanted something
people
else.
People hated the directors. Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jankel.
Mm-hmm.
They hated it was just the people. They said they hated coming to work every day.
Sure, I bet.
Hopkins said he hated coming to work every day. John Leguizamo don't even talk about the movie.
Well, Bob Hoskins didn't even know what he was doing. He had no clue what Mario Brothers was.
I think his son had to tell him what it was.
Yeah, he had no clue. He knew like after the fact, somebody was like, look, you pretty much made one of the worst movies of all time, based on one of the best video games of all time. And that was it. Like that kicked open the door for Mortal Kombat, for Double Dragon, for Street Fighter, for all these bad adaptations.
Well, here's some numbers for you. The budget for that movie was $48 million, and box office was 2.9.
$48 million. Oh my God! And that's what you come up with? You come up with lizard men who are supposed to be the Goombas?
Well, I guess all your money went into Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, and Dennis Hopper.
Yeah. Lest we forget.
So making the movie, they thought it was going to be a hit because they left it on a cliffhanger for a sequel.
I know, right? They're gonna make Super Mario World next. No.
Well, they essentially were in Super Mario World.
Yeah. True. I mean, I would certainly like to see them go back to it. I know I think we mentioned it a couple episodes ago that they may be making a new Mario Brothers movie.
Yes, I don't know if it's gonna be live action though.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they end up doing, I'm definitely curious. I'm gonna see that in the theaters for sure. It may or may not be good, but I know Nintendo was very we're not gonna let our property out anymore. Like we messed up with the CDI, we messed up with the Mario Brothers movie, and they went very internal with their properties. So nope, can't license any of this out.
But they're opening up, and we're gonna get. I think they have a partnership with Universal. It wasn't Disney. It was Universal.
It was Universal. So, they're making that new theme park, or that new theme park area in the Universal Studios. So that's going to be awesome.
There was talks of a Zelda sort of Zelda animated series or a movie on Netflix.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, Castlevania did real well.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
And then they're gonna, and there's talked about making the Mario. So I don't think it's live action though.
Yeah, it may not be.
So, all right, but that poses the question, Dave. We talked about the best video game movies. We talked about the worst. What video game franchise should they make a movie out of?
That's a very good question. I'm gonna let you go first on this.
So mine is simple. I loved Uncharted. I love Tomb Raider. They should make an Uncharted one. Now, I know they're in the works.
Well, yeah. They've been in the works for a bit. I think, what's his name? Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Mark Wahlberg was slated to play
rumored
Nathan Drake.
in the beginning
to
be to play Nathan Drake. But now they've sort of moved to sort of young Nathan Drake. So this will be a younger version. And if you played Uncharted 3, then it's sort of like how he met Sully, right? I don't know if I like that so much. I kind of want an adult Nathan Drake.
Mm-hmm. Well, there could be more. You know, they could be more movies.
I know, but I want. You know, I mean, well, apparently we're getting the 6th installment of Indiana Jones.
I heard that too. Yeah, I heard that too. So I mean,
they're gonna ignore part 5.
Well, of course.
The Crystal Skulls.
Part 4, you mean? Yeah.
Part 4, yeah. Sorry, they're gonna ignore part 4, the Crystal Skulls. It's still canon. They're just gonna ignore it.
Well, sure.
I don't think his son is gonna be in it. Shia LaBeouf.
Well, yeah, he's gone a little bit off the deep end.
Yeah. So, but I want to see a modern sort of Indiana Jones, right? Because Indiana Jones is still going to be like
in the 40s and 50s and whatnot.
40s and 50s. Yeah, I want to see a modern Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm. You want to see Uncharted? Yeah. So would you want them to? Would you want
side note? Or we could go BioShock.
Oh yeah, BioShock is good too. Now, BioShock is great. Actually, I think BioShock would be fantastic. Now, for Uncharted at least. Would you want them to do like a new story, or would you want them to like, you know, do the first Uncharted, do that story?
I want them to do a new story. Just do a completely new story.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's like Tomb Raider. The basics were there, right? Lara Croft, adventurer, missing father, right? And she had 2 guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
So give me the premise. Just give me the same premise. You
sure.
know, or orphan, Nathan Drake, Sully. And he doesn't have to have a love interest in it. She can come at the end, maybe. I don't need an origin story, so to speak. Right. So, but I think they're going for the young Nathan Drake. So sort of like an origin story, so they can have room to, you know, do adult Nathan Drake later on when they feel they have the right script and right actor.
I like it. Solid picks.
Okay. So what about you?
I got 3, and
wow.
I think they need to redo Doom again.
Okay.
Bring it back.
I think Duke Nukem could be John Cena's Doom.
Duke Nukem could be John Cena's Doom. Yeah. There you go.
The Rock is a big superstar right now. He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he did Doom.
He did do Doom. Skinnier. Yeah, it definitely wasn't his best outing. Wasn't his best outing.
I liked it. I thought it. I didn't think it was fantastic. It was, you know. I liked The Rock.
The movie was okay. Doom. You know, the movie was okay. Fun little side note. My friend proposed to his wife over sushi and going to see the Doom movie.
Wow.
Classy. Very, very, very classy. I gave him a ton of respect for that. But yeah, I mean, I think they could definitely do it better. There's a lot of good lore there. You know, they don't have to tell any particular, you know, story from the video games, but like put it in that world. You have the whole thing set up already. You know, aliens end up invading because, you know, we're kind of tinkering on Mars, and it opens up a gate, and all these like demons come through. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, you know. That's pretty simple. As far as like new movies, definitely Fallout. There was some rumors a little bit that, you know, they may be in talks to make a movie, and I got real excited. But nothing ever really materialized. I think it would be great, you know. The world's just a giant wasteland. Like it'd be like Mad Max with better visuals, right?
Yeah, that's actually true. I forgot about that.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Fallout took a lot of inspiration from Mad Max. You know, right down to like the one-arm leather jackets and whatnot. So I think they could do a lot of cool stuff with that. And then I have to. I could not put this on the list. They need to make Final Fantasy VI.
Oh my god!
Into a movie. That's my jam right there. You haven't even played it. You can't talk.
No, disqualified.
You don't even know the story.
I told you to triple. No.
You don't even know the story.
That's okay.
Whatever.
That's okay. You want everything to be Final Fantasy. You know
I want them to make Final Fantasy VI.
You know what? For Christmas next year, I'm gonna get you some Final Fantasy jammies.
Yeah, I'll rock them.
And you would rock them too.
That's right, man.
That's the funny part.
Well,
You
dude,
wear 'em
Final,
proudly.
Final Fantasy is the best video game franchise of all time, hands down.
Uh,
6 is my favorite game in the genre. You know, it comes as like no surprise. I love the story. I mean, they could do a lot of cool things with it. Honestly, though, like if they were to do that, it'd probably have to be a 2-parter because the game is like so long and there's just so many like key points that you'd have to hit. You
So
know?
you want them to hit so many key points? Why can't they just do a brand new story in
well,
the Final Fantasy name?
yeah, it's kind of different.
With chocobos and that one character that's in every Final
Well,
Fantasy.
yeah, sure. No, I mean, I think like yeah, I mean, like you know, I kind of said that before. Like build a story in that game world and make that your movie, but I don't think they really could do this because it's such like the level, the stakes in the game are very high. You know, like basically the world halfway through the game, the world turns to crumble, and it turns into this world of ruin, literally. And everything's just like doom and gloom, and there's a giant like epic tower where like the final boss is. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think they would have to do that story.
Okay. So Final Fantasy for you, Uncharted for me.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I think those are some solid picks right there. You know, if we got any of those turned into a movie, I would be very happy. You know, depending on the director and the actors and the whatever that get involved with it too. You know, if you're gonna have like Uwe Boll do your movie, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. I mean, he did pretty much every bad video game movie since like the early to mid 2000s. Like he's just like the guy. That's his jam.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that about wraps it up. Episode 103 in the books. Apologize for my sickness. It's at the tail end of it. Hopefully, want to have it defeated by next week. So you know. But yeah, you guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. So please like, listen, subscribe, and as always,
Keep gaming.